We have team coverage of the fires. Haley Winslow is tracking the winds and fire danger and the poor air quality caused by the smoke. But we begin in Lancaster, where tonight firefighters have stopped a wind-driven wildfire. Fox 11's Chelsea Edwards is live with the latest for us. Chelsea.
Susan, hundreds of homeowners breathing big sighs of relief tonight. I'm standing at the edge of one of these charred fields where more than 500 acres burned. Take a look at just how close they got to some of these homes.
I came and see what's going on, and fire everywhere.
Flames consuming the buildings on Jose Rodriguez's Lancaster ranch. He lives in a different area of the city and had a sinking feeling when he saw smoke rising from the fields in the west.
I see a lot of smoke, and I told my wife, you know what? Something not good. I feel like something gonna happen, and I get here and then let's see what happened.
Wind-whipped flames from the Max fire engulfed the buildings on his rental property on West Avenue K. As it burned, residents in the surrounding communities jumped into action.
We got all our water hoses and buckets trying to save the people over here. But then it started coming towards us, and then one house blew. I said, oh my God, I can't even help them over there.
Even with a broken arm, longtime neighbor Tammy Johnson ran outside with a hose to help save homes.
People's lives was at stake, you know? I was more concerned about the people's lives.
She's a brave woman.
Firefighters battled the flames from the air and the ground as the blaze inched closer to hundreds of nearby homes.
I'm not saying this could have been prevented, but too close. There has to be some way where there's some feet of clearance.
Scott Bates lives on the other side of this burnt wall and says he and his neighbors have been worried about this exact situation. So much so, they've taken it upon themselves to collect tumbleweeds from the fields while trying to work with the city on maintaining this, as he puts it, no man's land.
It's sad. It's very sad. Very sad. Listen, to come home one day and say my neighbor next door's house wasn't there, or my house, that would be very tough. They have to maintain this. They have to maintain this.
And you can hear the wind in that interview. You can hear it right now. It is just whipping through this area. The good news from this fire, nobody was hurt, and it is now 100% contained. But authorities just warning everybody living in the surrounding areas to be ready to move at a moment's notice in case conditions change. Reporting live from Lancaster, I'm Chelsea Edwards. Susan, I'll send it back to you.
Seems too early for these kinds of wildfires. Chelsea, thank you very much. Now to L.A. County's other major brush fire, the Post Fire burning near Gorman. Tonight, well over 14,000 acres have burned. Fox 11's Laura Diaz has more on the firefight.
We're throwing everything we have at it. Hopefully we can, like I said, get our arms around it to some degree after the winds have maybe died down a little bit tonight.
On this Father's Day, it was the mother of all wind events pushing the Post Fire near Gorman, which so far has burned more than 12,000 acres. This video shows the massive attack from the air and the ground to contain the wildfire on the Grapevine. Winds have been kicking up to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 65 miles per hour on the passes and canyons. The skies were choked with smoke and turning a sinister red. So far, no injuries to report. No real structures destroyed in the explosive fire. The only evacuations were at the Hungry Valley State Park south of Gorman on Saturday. Day campers were told to leave the area. Pyramid Lake was closed. Locals reacted.
Compared to last night, it went down a lot.
L.A. County Fire said the mid-June fire is a sobering reminder of what may be coming.
Gary Park. It's coming. We have a ton of brush that's unburnt over the last 2.5 years with all the rain that we've had. So there's a lot of light, flashy fuels that have grown because of that, and those don't take long to dry out. So that's what ignites quick, and with the wind, that spreads that fire fast.
Back here at Ground Zero for the fire crews, some caring residents stopped by with food and good cheer for the fire crews who were missing Father's Day with their families.
Show your gratitude to them. They save a lot of our properties and people's homes. They're out here missing out on family time.
In Castaic, Laura Diaz for Fox 11 News.
Firefighters appear to be making progress on the Hesperia fire burning in San Bernardino County. The fire has burned over 1,000 acres and is now 20% contained. Crews have also managed to keep flames away from transmission lines and natural gas lines. Residents in Arrowhead Equestrian Estates are under an evacuation warning, while Highway 173 remains closed from the junction of Highway 138 to Arrowhead Lake Road. The fire began last night. A witness claims it was started by fireworks. Fire officials in Riverside County are relying on water-dropping aircraft to battle the stubborn Lisa vegetation fire east of Moreno Valley. They report more than 860 acres have burned in an area that is difficult for ground crews to access. Tonight, the Lisa fire is 20% contained. Luckily, no injuries or evacuations have been reported. Another brush fire burning today in the Hollywood Hills, this one just north of the John Anson Ford Amphitheater. The fire broke out this afternoon. 3 acres burned before water-dropping choppers and more than 100 Los Angeles firefighters stopped the progress of the flames. One firefighter was taken to a local hospital to be treated for an injury. All right, seems like an appropriate time to weigh in with Haley Winslow on this weather. More fire conditions?
Oh, yeah. We had some wild Father's Day weather, Susan. Here's a look at all those fires on the map. You can see the post-fire has now enveloped the smoke and the haze from it most of L.A. County, which is under a poor air quality alert, which will be in effect until tomorrow, maybe extended until Tuesday. Now, along the coast for the early part of tomorrow afternoon, you'll get a little bit of relief thanks to the sea breeze, but otherwise it is definitely going to be smoky. We have that poor air quality alert that is, again, most significant in areas where the post-fire is. So northwest Los Angeles County, Ventura County. We're also going to have near hurricane force winds tonight, and that's going to be strongest, of course, on the ridge tops near that post-fire. And then we have the Max fire in Lancaster, the Hesperia fire you just spoke about, the Lisa fire in Moreno Valley, and the Hollywood Hills fire that's no longer an issue. But all of these combined, again, only the beginning, too, of fire season, but some really significant conditions for the next couple of days as our temperatures heat up. The winds are going to be strong for the next day or two, and we are extremely dry. We're not really even going to get any relief overnight from our humidity levels that are going to be below 10% tomorrow. So as you would expect, there's a lot of weather advisories that are in effect. We have this fire weather warning, all of the pink area until Monday afternoon. This will likely be extended. We have the air quality alert in all of the gray area. If you've been outside lately, that you've seen it. If you are not only in the susceptible group, but if you have in certain areas any kind of respiratory or lung problems, the National Weather Service saying to stay inside. We also have high wind warnings for places like the Antelope Valley, the foothills, really strong gusts there, and everywhere pretty much affected by the winds. 30 miles per hour gusts overnight tonight, but getting up to 60 and 70 miles per hour. In fact, even in Whitewater by the San Gorgonio Pass, about 7 p.m., they had nearly 60 mile per hour gusts. We also have a high surf advisory, 4 to 10-foot waves, biggest along the Ventura County coast with some dangerous rip currents as well. So here's a look at that air quality map. The strongest is the very unhealthy dots are the purple. So San Bernardino, Fontana, Redlands, definitely going to be bad there again tomorrow as it is right now. Most of the Inland Empire affected in the worst area for the air quality. Now, the winds are going to die down finally after tomorrow. They're going to shift Monday night to Tuesday morning to northeast. Those are those Santa Ana winds, also not good for fires. But the strongest wind surge tonight along the 5 corridor, of course, and the Ventura County mountains, gusty northwest to north winds until we get to tomorrow night when they shift to northeast, 40 to 70 miles per hour. That low relative humidity dropping below 10% on Tuesday and really still going to be below the threshold of really 50%. Really for the next couple of days. So dry air mass all over Southern California through Tuesday, and hot, dry, and windy, as the firefighters were saying, not only leads to those grass fires. We've had so much winter rains. We have a lot of new grass, and then also, of course, the wildfires from all of the brush. If you do have any brush around your home, definitely tomorrow, before you do anything else, clear it out of the way so it doesn't make things harder on firefighters. We'll take a look at these current wind conditions when we come up in your full weather forecast in just a little bit, as well as your 7-day forecast. We have a lot of holidays to look forward to, including summer solstice. Back to you.